Amen. Good afternoon, colleagues. Buenas and Hapaday, Imina 85 na legislature in Guam is back from recess. At this time, I will acknowledge Assistant Majority Leader Senator March Taitano. You are recognized.
Suduas Maasi, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, notwithstanding the House rules, I move to go back to motions.
On the motion, notwithstanding the House rules to go back to motions, are there any objections? Seeing none, motion carries. Assistant Majority Leader Senator March Taitano, you are recognized at this time.
Suduas Maasi, Madam Speaker. I move to place the nomination of Gillette L. Leon Guerrero to serve as Director of the Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency onto the session agenda.
On the nomination to place Gillette T. Leon Guerrero to serve as Director of the Council of Arts and Humanities on the session agenda, are there any objections? Senator Regine Visco-Lee, you are recognized.
Suduas Maasi, Madam Speaker, and Hafaday colleagues. Just a point of information for the body. This nomination was, the committee report for this nomination was submitted to the Committee on Rules on the 10th of June. And the committee report was subsequently filed and is available online. So I just wanted to make that note for everybody.
Thank you, Senator Lee. On the motion, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Senator March Taitano, I still will recognize you.
Suduas Maasi, Madam Speaker. I move to place the nomination of Joseph D. Certeza to serve as a member of the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency Board of Directors onto the session agenda.
On the motion to place the nomination of Joseph D. Certeza to serve as a member of the Guam Council on Arts and Humanities Agency Board of Directors on session agenda, are there any objections? Again, Senator Lee.
Suduas Maasi, Madam
point
Speaker,
of information.
just again another point of information. This committee report was received by the Committee on Rules on the 15th of June and has been placed online.
Thank you, Senator Lee. On that motion, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Senator March Taitano, you are recognized.
Madam Speaker, I move to place the nomination of Monica Geiger to serve as a youth member of the Department of Parks and Recreation Commission onto the session agenda.
Thank you, Senator Taitano. Senator Lee, I recognize you.
Point of information, Monica Geiger's committee report was received by the Corps on the 10th of June as well and has been placed online for the public and for our colleagues to view.
Thank you, Senator Lee. On that motion, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. At this time, I will recognize Senator Sabina Perez.
Suduas Maasi, Madam Speaker. I move to place the nomination of Jenilyn C. Demian to serve as a member of the Guam Board of Equalization onto the session agenda.
On the motion, Senator Lee, you are recognized.
Suduas Maasi, Madam Speaker. Just a point of information, the committee report for Janilyn C. Demian was received by Corps on the 25th of June and is online.
Thank you very much. So on the motion to place the nomination of Janilyn C. Damian to serve as a member of the Guam Board of Equalization on the session agenda, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Senator Legislative Secretary Amanda Shelton, you are recognized.
Suduas Maasi, Madam Speaker. I move to place the nomination of Felicitas Angel to serve as a member, retired teacher, school administrator for GDOE representative of the Guam Education Board on the session agenda.
Senator Lee, I will
Suduas
recognize
Maasi,
you.
Madam Speaker, just again a point of information. This committee report for Ms. Angel was received and has been placed online for everybody to view.
Thank you. On the motion to place the nomination of Felicitas Angel to serve as a member, retired teacher, school administrator, the GDOE representative to the Guam Educational Board on the session agenda, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Legislative Secretary, you're still recognized.
Mrs. Masi, Madam Speaker, I move to place the nomination of Nan William Lee to serve as member, business representative of the Guam Public Library System Board of Directors on the session agenda.
Senator Lee, you're recognized now.
Sejus Masi, a point of information, William Lee's committee report was filed with the Committee on Rules on the 13th of July and is available online.
So on the motion to place the nomination of William Lee to serve as a member of the business rep of the General Public Library Systems Board of Directors on the session agenda, are there any objections? Hearing none, motion carries. Legislative Secretary, I'll recognize you at this time.
Sejus Masi, Madam Speaker, I move to place the nomination of Jeanette R. Yamashita to serve as a member, the retired school administrator representative of the Guam Academy Charter Schools Council on the session agenda.
Senator Lee, you're recognized.
Sejus Masi, Madam Speaker, just a point of information for the body. This appointment and committee report was received by the Committee on Rules on the 13th of July and is available online.
Thank you. On that motion, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Colleagues, we are now moving on to legislative concurrence. Senator Marsh Teichno, Assistant Majority Leader, you are recognized at this time.
Sejus Masi, Madam Speaker. I move to go to item number 15, legislative concurrence.
Okay, she already did that. All right. You just put us. On the motion, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Assistant Majority Leader, I will recognize you at this time.
Situus Maasi, Madam Speaker. I move to place in the voting file from the Committee on Heritage and the Arts, Parks, Guam Products, Hagåtña Revitalization, Self-Determination, and Regional Affairs the nomination of Gillette T. Leon Guerrero to serve as the Director of the Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency, with the recommendation to do confirm.
On the motion to place the nomination of Gillette T. Leon Guerrero to serve as the Director of the Council of the Arts and Humanities Agency, CAHA, into the voting file, are there any objections? If there are no objections, motion carries. Assistant Majority Leader March Taitunu, you are recognized.
Saina Maasi, Madam Speaker. I move to place in the voting file from the Committee on Heritage and the Arts, Parks, Guam Products, Hagåtña Revitalization, Self-Determination, and Regional Affairs the nomination of Joseph D. Certeza to serve as a member of the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency Board of Directors, with the recommendation to do confirm.
On the motion to place the nomination of Joseph D. Certeza to serve as a member of the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency Board of Directors into the voting file, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Assistant Majority Leader Senator March Taitunu, you're still recognized.
Situus Maasi, Madam Speaker. I move to place into the voting file from the Committee on Heritage and the Arts, Parks, Guam Products, Hagåtña Revitalization, Self-Determination, and Regional Affairs the nomination of Monica Geiger to serve as a youth member of the Department of Parks and Recreation Commission, with the recommendation to do confirm.
Situus Maasi, Senator Taitunu. On the motion to place the nomination of Monica Geiger to serve as a youth member of the Department of Parks and Recreations Commission into the voting file, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. This time, colleagues, I will recognize Senator Sabina Perez.
Situus Maasi, Madam Speaker. I move to place in the voting file from the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation and Procurement the nomination of Janelyn C. Damian to serve as a member of the Guam Board of Equalization, with the recommendation to do confirm.
Situus Maasi, Senator Perez. On the motion to place the nomination of Janelyn C. Damian to serve as a member of the Guam Board of Equalization into the voting file, are there any objections? Hearing or seeing none, motion carries. Legislative Secretary Shelton, you are recognized.
Situus Maasi, Madam Speaker, I move to place in the voting file from the Committee on Education, Air Transportation, and Statistics Research and Planning the nomination of Felicitas Angel to serve as a member, retired teacher, school administrator for DOE, representative of the Guam Education Board, with the recommendation to do confirm.
Situus Maasi, Senator. On the motion to place the nomination of Felicitas Angel to serve as the member of the Retired Teacher School Administrator, GDOE representative of the Guam Education Board into the voting file, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Legislative Secretary, I'll still recognize you, please.
Situus Maasi, Madam Speaker, I move to place in the voting file from the Committee on Education, Air Transportation, and Statistics Research and Planning the nomination of Nan William Lee to serve as a member, business representative of the Guam Public Library System Board of Directors, with the recommendation to do confirm.
Situus Maasi. On that motion, are there any objections? To place Nan William Lee to serve as a member, business rep of the Guam Public Library System Board of Directors into the voting file. Seeing or hearing no objections, motion carries. Legislative Secretary.
Situus Maasi, Madam Speaker, I move to place in the voting file from the Committee on Education, Air Transportation, and Statistics Research and Planning the nomination of Jeanette R. Yamashita to serve as the member, retired school administrator representative of the Guam Academy Charter Schools Council, with the recommendation to do confirm.
On that motion to place Jeanette R. Yamashita into the Charter School Board, on that motion, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Si Joyce Masi, Legislative Secretary. Colleagues, we are now on item number 18. We are now in item number 18, consideration of the daily file. Bill number 375-35 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 375-35 COR, as amended on the floor, introduced by James C. Moylan, Therese M. Terlahi, an act to cancel the 2020 primary election and allow all qualified candidates for the 2020 primary election to advance to the 2020 general election.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please. Senator Marsh Titano? Can we have a motion, please?
Si Joyce Masi, Madam Speaker. I move to excuse senators not present for today's legislative session.
On that motion, hearing no objections, motion carries. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Senator Castro. Senator Castro, nay. Senator Lee. Senator Lee, nay. Senator Marsh Titano.
Aye.
Senator Marsh Titano, nay. Senator Moylan.
Aye.
Senator Moylan, aye. Senator Munya. Senator Munya, nay. Speaker Munya Barnes.
Aye.
Speaker Munya Barnes, nay. Vice Speaker Nelson. Vice Speaker Nelson, excused. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, nay. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, nay. Senator San Augustine.
Mungo.
Senator San Augustine, nay. Senator Shelton.
Aye.
Senator Shelton, nay. Senator Taitagui.
Aye.
Senator Taitagui, aye. Senator Pito Terlahi. Senator Pito Terlahi, nay. Senator Therese Terlahi.
Ungen.
Senator Therese Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres.
Ungen.
Senator Torres, aye.
Colleagues, Bill number 375-35 COR received 4 ayes, 10 nays, and 1 excuse absence. Bill number 375-35 COR failed by this body. Bill number 330-35 COR. Clerks, put for vote, read the title.
Bill number 330-35 COR, as substituted and further substituted on the floor, introduced by Kelly Marsh Titano, Joe S. San Augustine, an act to permit absentee voting for all qualified voters in the 2020 primary election and 2020 general election to mitigate the public health risks due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Senator Castro. Senator Castro, aye. Senator Lee. Senator Lee, aye. Senator Marsh Titano.
Ungen.
Senator Marsh Titano, aye. Senator Moylan.
Aye.
Senator Moylan, aye. Senator Munya. Senator Munya, aye. Speaker Munya Barnes.
Okay.
Speaker Munya Barnes, aye. Vice Speaker Nelson. Vice Speaker Nelson, excuse. Senator Perez.
Again.
Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine.
Again.
Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton.
Ungan.
Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Taitagui.
Ungan.
Senator Taitagui, aye. Senator Pito Terlahi. Senator Pito Terlahi, aye. Senator Therese Terlahi.
Ungan.
Senator Therese Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres.
Ungan.
Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 330-35 COR received 14 ayes, 0 nays, 1 excuse absent. Bill number 330-35 COR is duly passed by this body. On the nomination of Gillette T. Leongarel to serve as the Director of the Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency, CAHA, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Senator Castro. Senator Castro, aye. Senator Lee. Senator Lee, aye. Senator Marsh Titano.
Ungan.
Senator Marsh Titano, aye. Senator Moylan.
Aye.
Senator Moylan, aye. Senator Munya. Senator Munya, aye. Speaker Munya Barnes.
Again.
Speaker Munya Barnes, aye. Vice Speaker Nelson. Vice Speaker Nelson, excuse. Senator Perez.
Ungan.
Senator Perez, aye. Senator Ragel. Senator Ragel, aye. Senator San Augustine.
Ungan.
Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Taitagui.
Ungan.
Senator Taitagui, aye. Senator Pito Terlahi. Senator Pito Terlahi, aye. Senator Therese Terlahi.
Ungan.
Senator Therese Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres.
Ungan.
Senator Torres, aye.
Gillette T. Leon Guerrero received 14 ayes, 0 nays, 1 excuse absent. Gillette T. Leon Guerrero is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Joseph D. Certeza to serve as a member of the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency's Board of Directors, all in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Joseph D. Certeza received majority support and is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Monica Geiger to serve as a youth member of the Department of Parks and Recreation Commission, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Monica Geiger received majority support and is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Janelyn C. Damian to serve as a member of the Guam Board of Equalization, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Janelyn C. Damian received majority support and is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Felicitas Angel to serve as a member of the Retired Teacher School Administrator, GDOE, representative of the Guam Educational Board, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Felicitas Angel received majority support and is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Nan William Lee to serve as a member, business rep, Guam Public Library Systems Board of Directors, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Nan William Lee received majority support and is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Jeanette R. Yamashita to serve as a member, retired school administrator representative in the Guam Academy Charter Schools Council, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Jeanette Yamashita is duly received majority support and is duly confirmed by this body. Colleagues, we are now on brief extension of remarks, and at this time, I do know that there are a couple of senators who would like to speak, but I will acknowledge to the legislative secretary at this time, and then the chair on Committee on Rules, and then others. So, legislative secretary, you are recognized.
Sidious Masi, Madam Speaker, and to our colleagues as well for this productive session. Today, my vote not to cancel the primary rested on the necessity to keep the power with the people. Voting is a cherished and valued right. Voting and participation in our government is a right to be upheld even in these extraordinary times because our vote is our voice. After learning of many potential consequences of canceling the primary election, I sought to improve safety provisions in any way possible. That is why I introduced the amendment to create voting centers in different regions throughout the island, knowing that this virus would not disappear in August or even in November. It is necessary for us to promote social distancing and prevent large crowds from gathering and keeping our Manamku, our most vulnerable, from waiting in long lines. And I thank my colleagues for their support of the intent of the amendment to create these voting centers and ensure we preserve the right to vote and made it as safe as possible. However, as we know during this COVID-19 crisis, things change rapidly, and the ability of the Guam Election Commission to carry out this task so close to the general election date seemed daunting and unfeasible. I do, however, remain committed to working with the Election Commission to ensure we take every measure and precaution to ensure the virus is not spread during our elections. And I thank the Guam Election Commission for their commitment to do the same. And though these vote centers are not a viable option in this election cycle, they are certainly up for discussion as we prepare to move forward in our new reality. I thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity, and I'd also like to wish the people of Guam a happy 76th Liberation Day. World War II marked one of the darkest times in Guam's history, and as we reflect on this difficult time and continue to push through this COVID-19 crisis, I hope we were reminded of the faith and the trust our greatest generation placed in God and the intercession of Sun Timur and Kamalan to carry us through and rebuild the island of Guam. Our Manyaina remain the shining example of faith, strength, and resilience. So let us continue to embrace these values to build a better future for our island. And as we gather over the next couple of days to commemorate and to celebrate the 76th anniversary of the liberation of Guam, I ask everyone to remain vigilant. Please remember to practice social distancing and good hygiene, wear a mask, and be safe. Happy Liberation Day and Biba Guam. God bless.
Biba. Sidious Masi, Legislative Secretary, Committee on Rules Chair. Senator Lee, you are recognized at this time.
Sidious Masi, Madam Speaker, as we are in the month of July, I just want to take an opportunity to wish one of our colleagues a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Senator Moylan. I believe his birthday is tomorrow. And also, Madam Speaker, as we prepare to commemorate the 76th anniversary of Guam's liberation in this upcoming week, I'd just like to take an opportunity to really thank our greatest generation, our Manamku, and all of those who suffered and those who perished during the occupation, those who survived. While our island's wartime history is certainly one of pain and death and suffering, I believe it's also one of gratitude, of hope, and of peace. And Madam Speaker, even with the very daunting challenges ahead for our island, I think this same hope remains with us, this same resilience, the same faith. And so with that, I just want to say Sidious Masi to our entire island of Guam and Biba Guam.
Biba. Sidious Masi, Senator Muña, and then Minority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to speak in regards to my vote, since I graciously gave up my time to one of our colleagues during the discussion. I just wanted to take this opportunity to say that the reason why I didn't vote for 375 is because I still firmly believe that it's not a good idea for us to change the game when the game has already begun. And so that has always been my firm belief that we shouldn't change the rules of the election, even after the deadline for accepting candidates' filings have already begun. So I just wanted to state that. And then also, I believe that the Guam Election Commission has all their ducks in order. I truly believe that they will put out a very safe election for our people to come out, and it still offers them options to come out and vote. We shouldn't be the one to take away that right from them. Also, in regards to liberation, I know we're celebrating a very different liberation this next week. For years and years, we've had parades, and so it's going to be a very unusual celebration. And even though the governor is calling us into Pre-Cor 3, still want to be very vigilant in staying safe in whatever you do and however way you choose to celebrate your liberation next week, Tuesday. So just wanted to wish the island of Guam a very special, happy liberation. Viva Liberacion. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're very welcome, Senator Muñoz, Minority Leader. You will recognize.
Sijus Masi, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity as well. And, you know, I totally respect everybody's opinion with regards to whatever choices they make and how they interpret their reasoning for it. And we agree to disagree has been classic, but truly respect their opinion. It's a healthy debate. But Madam Speaker, Bill 375 is not about changing the rules in the middle of the game. It's about adjusting to the unique public threat that has already changed how we do things in order to keep our lives and those around us safe. I voted yes to Bill 375 because of that. It was not because of politics. It was because the health and safety of our people of Guam comes first and foremost. As I committed during session, during Bill 375 ensures that democracy is alive, and we will be guaranteeing citizens the right to vote during the 2020 general election. I support the measure because I prefer to err on the side of caution. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Although Bill 375 cancels the primary election, it moves all qualified candidates to the general election for voters to consider. To the disappointment of some candidates and their political strategists, Bill 375 may conflict with their assumptions, but what could happen if a primary election wasn't canceled? However, politics considerations are the least of my concern. My single most reason for supporting Bill 375 is the health and safety of our voters. Moreover, Bill 375 gives the Guam Election Commission the time it needs to properly plan for a general election, to communicate to ADLUP and the legislature should the agency require additional services, resources, and personnel to safely conduct the 2020 general election, as it did for this year's special election for Jotnya Mayor, where the winners received 42% of the votes among a crowded field of 6 candidates for the Democrat and Republican parties. And at this time, too, Madam Speaker, I also like to wish the people of Guam a very happy Liberation Day, and to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice of their lives to ensures that we all have the liberties that were given to us, freedom, the ability for free speech, as well as the love and family that we all share during this very special time. I know it's going to be difficult this year, but I'm sure that we will all come together in some way to memorialize this very special occasion. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity, and I wish my colleagues the same for a very safe, happy Liberation Day, and wash your hands. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Minority Leader. Senator Mary Torres, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to also join my colleagues in expressing a happy Liberation Day to everybody, but especially I want to extend memorias to all of our Saina, the survivors of World War II, Guam occupation, memorias to all of our veterans who to this day seek justice and acknowledgement for all the sacrifices that they made in the name of freedom. This Liberation Day, I think many of us will celebrate and acknowledge in the same way that they did in the few years following the end of World War II, which was a period where liberation was acknowledged and commemorated with prayer and thanksgiving, an acknowledgement of the spirit of Inafat Maulig that has kept Guam intact all these years through all the trials and tribulations that we've had. So I too will continue to pray not only for us that we can do good for our people, but pray for the safety of our island, and especially pray for delivery for what we now see as a different kind of world war in the form of this health emergency. So I pray that we will soon also be liberated from that, and that our lives can get back to normal, and that the people's suffering can be subsided. So that I just want to offer that sentiment, but most especially para manamko memorias para toro'y bidanmidzo sa tio malafa I sacrificio na sacrificio giigera, tempo ni guerra. And for all your sacrifices during the war, it will never be forgotten, and we'll be forever indebted and thankful. Situs Masi, Madam Speaker.
Buen provecho, Senator Torres. Anyone else? Senator Therese Terlahi, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Minutes before we came in, or were called into session to vote, we were able to listen to the governor's press conference for a few minutes, where she announced that we would be moving into PCOR 3 on Monday, but that we would remain under declaration of emergency until August 29, which is coincidentally the same day as the primary is scheduled. Under PCOR 3, we continue to be under mandate to limit ourselves, even outdoors, to gatherings of 50 people. And so I too, we don't control these declarations of emergency at this point, or the extension of PCOR conditions, but we do trust in the advice of the physicians that are advising the governor and our Department of Public Health. And so I too would like to just extend my sincere hopes that we will all remain safe and keep each other safe. And I think we will continue to do everything that we can to take care of each other, to wear our mask, and to be sure that we keep those who we love safe. Next Tuesday, we will be commemorating the anniversary of the end of the war for Guam. Without the memorials or the big events, but I would still like to acknowledge the destruction and the death that occurred here on our island and throughout the world, but especially to honor the sacrifice, the courage, the heroism of those who we lost, those who survived forced marches, forced labor, beheadings, who suffered beheadings, rape, torture, abuse, and starvation. And to honor those who freed each other, who fed each other, and who lifted each other up, and exemplified for us and for all future generations perseverance and resilience, faith and hope. And to honor those who rebuilt Guam from rubble so that future generations like us could thrive. And I pray that we never stop striving to live up to their legacy and to do the hard work to bring to reality their dreams for Guam. Saina Ma'asi to all of our war survivors and to all of those who helped to free Guam. Situus Ma'asi. Happy liberation.
Buen provecho, Senadora Terlahi. Anyone else on extension of remarks? If not, Senator Kelly Marsh Taitano, you are recognized.
Situus Ma'asi, Madam Speaker. I want to offer a sincere undunkalu na Situus Ma'asi to my colleagues, most especially my co-sponsor, Senator Sen Augustine, who has oversight over the Guam Election Commission. To everyone for working together to provide the community some flexibility in the options of carrying out their right to vote, for the leadership, for the values that they believe in, and for the principles and priorities that they want to see applied in government. I especially want to say Situus Ma'asi to the Guam Election Commission. Together we strove to be deliberate and diligent in working on the best piece of legislation that addressed as many COVID-19 concerns as we could, while at the same time safeguarding the integrity of the vote process. The work for Bill 330 began in March, shortly after the state of emergency was declared, because I recognized the need to be careful and thorough in my work. Because of that early start, my bill went through the legislative process, and we were able to integrate feedback from the community and from the Guam Election Commission over a span of 3.5 months. It's very reassuring to know that once the governor signs this bill into law, she will join the legislature in providing solutions to many of the concerns of our people related to dealing with COVID-19, such as being able to have more time to arrange for childcare, or not having to request for time off work, thus safeguarding their ability to carry out their sacred right to vote. As has been mentioned previously by my good colleagues, this is also a month of special reflection regarding our people's World War II history. I encourage that this be a time of hearing one another's family history as something treasured to be passed on from generation to generation. It's one of the most precious gifts that we can be ensuring makes it to our children and our grandchildren and on beyond that. Viva Liberation.
Viva. Situus Ma'asi, Senator Marsh Taitano. This time, Assistant Majority Leader, I will recognize you again.
Saina Ma'asi, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I move to adjourn this session subject to the call of the Speaker.
On the motion to adjourn this session, subject to the call of the Speaker, without any objection, motion carries. Be safe, colleagues. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.